All right, so when it comes to the Epstein file release, we have it covered the best way you can. I've got a lawyer who knows the law and is looking through what came out and understands what isn't. I have one of the first journalists to uncover the Epstein scandal, Vicky Ward, longtime friend of mine, who understands what you see and what you don't and what it means in the overall context. And most importantly, everyone says, oh, no, for us it's about the survivors. I don't believe that, but I do believe that's what it should be about. And one of the survivors who is a big advocate and a big voice on this is Lisa Phillips. And she's joined us before, she's here tonight, and she'll join us again. Thank you, each and all. The best for the holy days. Now let's get into it. Jesse, have you seen anything yet that will change your color hair from yours to mine?
No, nothing changes the narrative, but I will tell you there's very important things in this. Let's be clear, there are new photos that we've never seen before, kind of gives a glimpse into Epstein's lifestyle. Obviously, you knew a lot of these players were going to be affiliated with him. There are really important aspects to this. There are case files from the early 2000s. Maria Farmer, who came out and said she made one of the first allegations against Epstein in the early 90s. You know what's in this? There's an FBI document from 1996 that says there was a criminal complaint against Epstein for child pornography. So there's important things. This is the most important. What do I mean by this?
Wait
Under the law.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I want to know the redactions. 1996, Lisa and Vicky are both nodding yes, they knew. Why do they know? What does it mean to know? And why was nothing done as far as we know?
You want me to answer that one?
Yeah, go, and then I'll pick up.
Okay, here's the most important thing. The reason we're doing all this is the question was, should Epstein have been prosecuted sooner and to the fullest extent of the law? That's the main question we have about this. Was there a cover-up? And this, remember, the early 2000s was about that sweetheart deal. So all of this was supposed to provide a sense of transparency. And to be clear, Chris, there have been document releases in the past. There have been FOIA requests. We've started to understand. I will tell you, was it a year ago when we learned more about the cases in Florida? I was sick to my stomach because it really made sense that he should have been prosecuted. I don't know why. I mean, I can make guesses about why he wasn't, but this was supposed to provide answers. And if I can really quickly, these redactions, this isn't what's important. What's important is that under the law, in 15 days, the Attorney General is required to provide Congress a list, a summary of the redactions and the legal basis. So when you look at a photo of Bill Clinton with somebody with a blacked out face, is that because it's a victim or minor? Is it because of national security? Is it because there's an ongoing investigation? If they provide that, that may be the most telling thing of this whole document release.
Vicky Ward, you were nodding your head along. You have coached me on this story so many different times. I know you're not surprised by today, but what do you think this is about and what should people expect?
Well, you know, what I'm looking for, Chris, and it's early days. We haven't. I'm like Jesse, like surrounded by endless documents. What I want to see is the money trail. Not least because one of the things we've learned in the last year is that in 2008, one of the reasons that Epstein took the plea deal with state charges and they dropped the federal case is that the investigators used the pressure of bringing money laundering charges against him. And, why do I care about that? Because I've always said there's no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein ever abused underage girls before he had hundreds of millions of dollars. And we don't know where that came from. There's no real full explanation for that. And the men who propped him up financially are culpable in this. So I am looking for a money trail, and I'm also looking for any sign of civil lawsuits, because the other thing that I do know from having reported on this for a long time is that Epstein bought silence by, when some of his male friends, when their names popped up in the headlines, he said, I'll pay to settle this, to make this go away. How do I know this? Because Alan Dershowitz, who you know well, I know well, has told me this on the record. He tried to do it with Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz said no and ended up, settling years-long litigation with Virginia Giuffre, who said she might have been, confused, mistaken. So, again, I'm looking for that. I'm also looking for the 302s. the records the FBI take when they interview witnesses, because I know, having sat through Ghislaine Maxwell's criminal trial, that a lot was said in those 302s. So far, I've only found 2 of them, but I'll hope there'll be more. But I have found one thing, Chris, that's chilling to me, because Jesse was talking about the Farmer Sisters. You know, now somewhat infamously in journalist circles, everyone knows that the Farmer Sisters talked to me in 2002 when I was writing the Vanity Fair profile of Jeffrey Epstein. And everyone knows that their allegations got removed from the final piece. But what people may not know is that, very unusually for Vanity Fair, which in those days was as known for its photography as for its writing, in the Epstein piece, there's no photographer byline. And, you know, it's also been reported that Jeffrey Epstein came into our offices. Jeffrey Epstein supplied the photographs for the Vanity Fair piece. I don't know if there was a quid pro quo. I've always wondered. But what I have found in these files already is that Ghislaine Maxwell has a section called Vanity Fair. She's labeled it Magazine Project. And the photographs that are in that section are the photographs that appeared accompanying my article in Vanity Fair all those years ago. So that obviously is chilling for me.
Yeah. Understood. Appreciated. Lisa, as you're well aware, I would love for the survivors to have inroads and understanding and opportunities through disclosure. I do not believe that's what's motivating the politicians involved. I could be wrong. I haven't seen anything to disprove that yet, except for one thing, and I don't want you to betray anything, and I know you wouldn't. Representative Thomas Massie says that people attached to survivors, okay, gave him a list of 20 names of people who knew or may have done things. And he says he has it, and it better be in this release. It's not in the release. I think you and I both know it's never going to be in the release. Shouldn't he release it?
Well, I'm not quite sure if he should release it or not. I still don't think it's up to him or the survivors. Anyone but the DOJ.
Not the survivors.
No.
Not the survivors. Because I know you guys are intimidated and people say horrible things about what they'll do. I get it.
Yeah, well, it's like what Vicky just said. We were silenced for so long. Everyone who enabled Epstein was silenced. Everything is now starting to come out, but we have to connect the dots on the files that are coming out. A lot of what I see are a lot of Democrats that are in the pictures, and for whatever reason, they're not being investigated. Like, we can't continue, like, why was he there? How was he enabling? Did he do other things to support the sex trafficking ring? Like, where are the answers that build on the pictures that we're seeing? That's what that bothers me, is that we were so silent for so long, and now we're talking, and we have a list, and we have institutions that we went to, that quite a few survivors went to the same university. Quite a few survivors went to the same movie audition. Quite a few got, quite a few European models got visas to work in the US. Like, who was enabling all of this? And you have to connect the dots when you see the pictures of the people in it. You can't just say, oh, the spokesperson for so-and-so, oh, well, they had nothing to do with it. They have to look into, why was that person in the picture? So there's a lot more work that has to be done.
I get it. And we also know something else. All right. If we make it to when Jesse was telling us is this next deadline to put out what the rationales are for the redactions, I'll be very impressed, because we have the attention span of like a goldfish in this news cycle right now. We may be talking about going to war with Italy in 2 weeks. So we will stay on it. You will always have a platform here. Vicky Ward has been my friend much longer than I would say on television, and Jesse is on our team here. So we can stay on it, and we have the resources, and we will. So this is just one day, and the answers aren't there, and none of us is surprised. But that doesn't mean we still don't want them. So thank you to each and all. Best for the holy days, and a full heart going into the new year, where hopefully we get more information and more answers. I'm here for it, and I'm here for each and all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.